So hi guys and welcome back to the C programming tutorials. Today we're going to learn about the if, else if and the switch statements. So as the name suggests, we're going to learn about the if statements, and as the name suggests, if statement executes the programs only when a condition is satisfied. So for example, you want to find out the greatest among two numbers. So you put an if statement that you want to find the greatest among two numbers, and you enter the numbers and it's going to say you which is the greater number. We're going to write a program, so don't worry. And then we are going to learn about the else statement, else if statement that states that you want to give three commands. Suppose you want to take in commands like first command would be which suppose A is greater than B, that would be the if command, and you want to take in even B is greater than A, that would be an else if command, and then you want to even execute the B is equal to A command, that would be an else command. So we're going to write even that program, and then we're going to finally see what is the switch statement and how does it help in a program. So starting with the if statement and if and else. So we're going to start it. Basically we use the hash include command, hash include std standard input output header file, and then we include the main command. Okay, the main command. Then we're going to take in we need to execute between two numbers, so we're going to consider two integers int a comma b, and then I want to make the program a bit more usable. I want to include a printf command first. Printf, I want to include uh, enter the values of a and a slash n makes it to come to the next line. Slash t gives a tab, like you hit the tab and you get 8 spaces, right? The same way it works. Slash t. Then scanf, for scanning the values. For the integer kind of input, we use percentage %d. Then we need to use an ampersand a, and ampersand b. Ampersand specifies the address of a and b in the memory. So percentage %d takes in the values. So the value of percentage %d, whatever you enter the value, is getting stored in the form of address in a. So you don't pass on the value, but you pass on the address to the memory, so that you can input the values during runtime. Instead, you specify the values here. A is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3 or something like that, for example. You don't need this ampersand a and ampersand b, because you're specifying the values. That is static input. But percentage %d gives you the chance of a runtime input. Runtime is basically after the execution of the program, whatever the window you get, that is called as runtime. So percentage %d, percentage %f for float, and percentage %c for character. These three enable the user to give a runtime input during the execution of a program. So basically now we have taken the input. So after this, I want to determine whether A is greater or B is greater. I'm going to give some random input. So after the random input is given, I want the computer to decide whether A is greater or B is greater. So first I would be giving the syntax of if statement. So if is the keyword, and then you need to open the brackets, and you need to define A greater than B here. Okay, hit enter, and you need to open a flower bracket, just like the loops which we learned in the last tutorial. For loop, while, and while loop, we have given the flower brackets even for them, to specify that execute this particular part of the program first, then get back to the original program in the start. Okay, so whenever it comes across this, it's gonna see what is inside this flower brackets, execute that first, and then come outside, and then again continues with the program. I will even show you in the switch statements how to break off the program and go to the last part of the program without any further execution of the program. I will be showing you the differences. So now I would like to print here that if this condition is satisfied, if A greater than B is satisfied, okay, I would like the computer to print me that A is greater. greater slash n. I want it in a new line, right? Okay, I need to exit out of this, and then now I would like to even know that if I have entered, now this command gives me that if I enter a number a as 12 and b as 11, for example, okay, this will be showing that a is greater. Now suppose if I execute this program here, okay, suppose if I execute this program over here, you would be getting, now I would enter a as 12 and b as 11. A is greater is fine, okay, but in case I enter a is 12 and b is 13, you see it has written, doesn't written any value, because there is nothing over there for it to define itself. Okay, so now that is solved by using the else statement, or you can use one more if, like you can use if you can use b is greater than a, and then hit enter, and you can type in printf b is greater slash n. You can do this. This is absolutely fine. And now if I enter, it shows me b is greater. There's a simple technique for this. You see, since you're entering only two inputs, okay, you can enter else here, okay, take in else as an input. Again, you need to put the flower brackets over there. That's compulsory, okay. And then now if I enter this thing, it's gonna show me, because it has taken that if this is greater than this, okay, if a is greater than b, okay, it is going to print a is greater. But else, if any other condition is coming into place, like if I enter equal values also, okay, suppose now I enter 12 and 12, it's going to show me b is greater, because I haven't given any condition here stating that a is equal to b, display it is equal, okay. Rather, I have given a condition, else if a is not greater than b, let it be any value, okay, let it be any value, let them be equal, let b greater than b. In these two cases, print that b is greater. I have given that, okay. Now to solve that particular problem, stating that you have an equal value over here, okay, we have a condition, we have a statement over here stating else if, okay. And now I need to change this to equal, because else if equal, you need to specify the command here, a is equal to b. That's the command, okay, that's the condition, a is equal to b, display equal, okay. Now if I give else command and take in printf b is greater slash n. Now if I execute this particular program, I'll show it to you all the three values. This is a greater than b, it should be a greater than b. And then if I execute 12 and 12 again, it shows me equal. And then if I execute 12 and 13, oh, sorry, 12 and 13 aren't equal, right? Okay, let me try it once again. 12, 13, why is it showing equal? I think so we need to put in, okay, we'll do one thing, we'll reduce this to a less than b and change this to b is greater, okay. Then we're going to define here, this would work. Cool. Now if I execute this particular program, 12 and 13, it shows me b is greater, very good. And if I execute 12 and 12, it shows me equal, okay. So basically what this do is, whenever it comes across a is greater than b, it executes this particular part. Whenever it comes across b is greater than a, or a is less than b, in fact, of course, okay, it executes this program. Else if it finds none of these two cases, right, it executes this particular thing, okay. Because when you're entering two numbers, only three possible ways. One is either the first one should be greater than the second one, or the second one should be greater than the first one, or both should be equal. Only these three cases are possible. So this is a program that does everything, okay. So this is an example of if, else if, and else statements. Okay, so now we're going to see about the switch statements. Switch statements are basically you give a command or you give an input that I want to jump from a part of a program to another part of a program. Like if you have seen a few drop down list boxes online, okay, you select the drop down and it gives you a separate list of details. You select another drop down, it gives you another set of details. Okay, so I'm going to show you how is that done basically in C programming. Okay, so basically we're going to write a program that jumps based on the input. Like if you enter 1, it's going to jump to addition of those two numbers. You enter 2, it's going to jump to subtraction of the two numbers. You enter 3, it's going to do a multiplication. You enter 4, it's going to do a division. Okay, so I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you the importance of the break statement, which is very useful in the switch. Because in a switch statement, if you don't use the break, okay, you were simply going to execute the whole program without any breaking. Like you enter 1 for addition, it's going to perform addition, multiplication, subtraction and division, all the 4. So a break statement is very important. I'm going to show its usage too. So basically we're going to start the program with the hash include itself. So main command. Okay, so remember one thing guys, when you're using the switch statement, you need at least one integer. Okay, no floating point, no character can be used but no floating point. You need to use one minimum integer. So I'm going to input int, then we're going to add two numbers and subtract two numbers. So I'll be entering two numbers, and then you need to have output, so C. Then for switch I'm going to use S. Okay, so basically when you're writing a program, you need to know what kind of integers are you going to use or what kind of floating point numbers are you going to use, because they come handy. You can always come up and add them, but if you are aware of what program are you going to write before you are going with to complete the program, it is always better to put a part of the program in your mind while doing it, because sometimes you get confused and you don't give the integer input over there, and then later on when you execute the program you see that you get an error stating that this particular is not declared and please declare it. So to avoid that, always write down the program in a book first, and then it is better you execute the program. Okay, so okay, so basically now we're going to write a program. For first we're going to enter two values, so that I'm going to make the program a bit more user friendly. I'm going to enter the values of A and B, the same old statement. The values of A and B slash in. That's my favorite part because it's going to take me down. Nothing much other than that. I don't want the program to get clustered, right? So scanf. Uh, scanf, I'm going to enter the values of A and B here. So basically it's going to be percentage D is percentage D, comma, ampersand. Again, we're going to pass the addresses and not the values itself directly. So addresses are passed here. Now, after entering the values of A and B, I want the user to know that you enter 1, it's going to do addition. You have to give them choices, right? Always choices are better. So like a multiple choice question, I'm going to put up a question in front of him itself. Printf, enter the operation you want to perform. Okay, so I'm going to printf here. I'm going to print, actually printf is an formatter function, input formatter function to be specific. So print formatted, that's the full form. Okay, so printf, gonna enter 1 for addition, subtraction, spelling mistake here. Let's see what does this suggest. Subtraction. Oh, there's nothing. Okay. Uh, Sorry guys if I'm wrong with the spelling. I'm going to write difference or else that's better. Difference. Oh my. Per multiplication. Then I want to enter 4 for division. Okay. Again my old command /n. Okay. Now comes the syntax of switch statement. Okay. So basically switch statement uses the syntax of switch. You need to enter scanf command basically first. So scanf, you need to take in the value of s here, ampersand s, again the address not the value. So you have taken the input of s over here. Okay, and now you need to enter the, you need to tell the program that I'm going to jump from one part of the program to another part. So basically you need to enter cases. Okay, I think I have studied about cases, right? If case 1 is this, then do that. If case 2 is this, then do that. We're going to do the same thing over here. So basically now we need to enter the switch statement, switch, and then we need to enter the case number over here. Like you need to input the number which you have taken in the scanf statement. So I would be entering here S. Okay, and then don't put a semicolon over here because that is going to end the program over there. Now, that is the, you need to put the flower packets because you want the program to come inside. So now, case, if the case you are inputting s is equal to 1, okay, then you need to put a colon. Remember, it's not a semicolon, it's a colon. Okay, if the case is 1, okay, I would like to perform the program c is equal to a plus b. Okay, then, and I want to even printf if some percentage, and again we can pass the value over here, not the address. So that thing. And now comes the important part of the program. You need to enter here break. What does it do? It generally stops the program from executing further. Okay, now I'm going to enter two case 2, and then let me just copy this guys. This is the same thing we're going to use. Copy, then down, paste. Okay, change it to subtraction minus, then change it to difference. Since the rest is same, nothing major is gonna happen with it. Okay, now again enter. Now we're gonna enter 3 colon enter. I'm gonna take in the same command again, star. It is the symbol for the multiplication. The product product is percentage. I forgot my favorite thing. /n. /n is very important for me because I don't like the program to be clustered. /n 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 view. So case 4, we're gonna have the same thing. Control V. That's you might try this out at home. Control V, it comes very handy. The quotient, right? Quotient break. Okay, so that's it. This is the program, guys, and let us execute this. I'm gonna show you all. So I'm gonna enter some random inputs 1 and 2. Enter the operation. Enter 1. I'm gonna add it. Okay. Now if I enter 1 and 2, and 2 here is going to divide it, sorry, I mean subtract it, then have 1 and 2 and 3. I'm gonna multiply them. Then I have a final value 1 and 2 and 4. It's gonna display me 0. It should be 0.5, but since integers are only considered when you take int, it's gonna display me 0. It's not gonna display me 0.5. If I have taken the floating point or the float command over there, it's gonna display me 0.5 or 0.500, so whatever. Okay, now I'm going to show you what is the importance of this break statement. I'm going to remove break in everything. So just removing all the break commands here. Okay, so now if I execute this program, you may see the difference in string 1, 2, 1. You have seen it. Okay, we have got all the 4 executed here. Okay, so now I think you understood what is the importance of this break statement. What it does is basically, okay, it gets back that functionality on the program uh, so that it can be executed. Program is terminated over there. So break statement generally it just terminates the program wherever it is. It stops the program from getting out of the like you don't get into the second case when the first case is executed. Okay, so that's it guys for this tutorial. We're going to learn about the functions in the next tutorial, and I would be doing that in a week because functions is a huge thing. Yeah, and I would be even teaching you what is call by value and call by reference too. So stay tuned, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done yet, and you may find these programs in the link which is embedded in the description, or you may even hit the caption on the top. Uh, so thank you guys for watching this video. Like and share this video if you find anything useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.